Hello, beautiful people. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Lady Stacy, and this is Circles of Life, where marriages and relationships are transformed into a heaven on earth kind. In our marriage and relationship series, we are on the issue of marriage. And in the house with me to continue what we started in the first episode is Mrs. Perez. Welcome.
Thank you, Lady.
Happy to see you.
Thank you. I'm also happy.
So let's dive right in. So in our previous discussion, we looked at marriage, the purpose, the culture, and then I think we discussed the do's and don'ts and then the rules. So now let's move. Is marriage important at all? Why do we marry?
It's important. I would say it's very, very important because it's a key. It's only in marriage that you can multiply, and then it's only in marriage that both of us can be sanctified. You understand? And then without marriage, just imagine a world without marriage. How will one be? It's going to be. Let's say, how will you? I don't know if you are staying in your whole house alone. Nobody to talk to, nobody to share your intimacy to. But to me, I think marriage is very, very, it's a key. It's a key, so, very, very important in a society.
When you say you can be lonely in this day of social media, that you can pick your phone and then the world is in your hand.
After everything, then what? Lying alone, without nobody. Do you understand? Marriage is, it's a beautiful thing. To be married and to also be in marriage, because it's nice when you share your experiences, especially when both of you go out to work and you come home and then you share sometimes some of the decisions we make at our workplace, it's from our spouses. Sometimes thinking a whole lot and let's say too busy to can make you sick. Sometimes you need somebody to have fun with, somebody to cuddle you after everything. It's very, very important to me. Well, I don't know how the world will be without marriage. In fact, I don't know if the men can survive without us. I don't know if they can survive.
Some men say they can survive without women. I don't know how they are doing it.
Or maybe they are gay.
I don't think so.
How can you survive without? Because nobody can replace. To be in the house, cook by yourself, wash your own clothes, then sorry, I'm that one too. And they will use key soap or something.
So if I may ask, is marriage for everybody? Who and who is supposed to be married?
Oh, thank you for this particular question. To me, marriage is not for everybody.
I agree.
Even in our secular world, when you go to court and you want to marry, they will look at your age, if you are above 18, and then also they will look at your mental state, if you can. They look at certain things. The same way when it comes to the Bible, biblically, in Matthew 19, 11 and 12, God make it clear that some are Enoch, and others are Enoch made by others. And then the third one is they are Enoch because of the kingdom of God. What am I saying if I say Enoch? They are men that are castrated to be female based on the kind of work. They are people to die from the birth of their mother's womb. They don't have feelings for women. That is how God made it.
Yeah,
and they are people they have feelings for women or men, but maybe let's say family, or let's say authors, or based on where we are coming from, they have deprived us of marriage.
So when you mention feelings, are there men who have more feelings than others? Because there are men who womanize more than others.
Womanize, when it comes to that, it's not about feeling. Sometimes anything that the eye sees, they want to touch. So not necessarily that.
Can we say that it's an altar from their background?
Okay, yes, it can. Because sometimes when you link their father, the great grandfather married 5, 6, their father 2. So during their dispensation that they are Christians, they claim in quote, marrying one to them is not that they wish they can marry more.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And I think the third badge is those by religious faith or the kingdom of God faith, they are, that is example I would say the Catholic priest. They decided, even though they have feelings for women, they can, but because of the kingdom, that is their rule. They are not entitled to get married. For the second part, there are people who wish to marry, but as I would say it in the Raka by Jeremiah 35, sometimes from where we are coming from, it's not everybody who gets married.
Yeah.
There are people, when they get married, they don't get children. When they give birth, they don't get married. There are people who, to them, in their family,
and that is like a pattern.
It's a pattern
in their family.
In the Bible, when there is another that goes like mother, like mother, like daughter. It's not another. That is Ezekiel 16:44. When you read, they will tell you that what happens to your mother has happened to your elder sister.
Yeah.
And it is happening. So you can sit down and realize that no, this one too is happening to me. So when you know the word and you put it in action and you add a little more prayer, you understand that one can turn. Because the aim of God is saying He wants us to know that it's not everything that happens to us is from Satan or from you, Jesus. Sometimes it's men, authors, our enemy, those around us, those who envy us. They make it so. So it's not everything that you say that no. You have to sit down and know whether you see one kasa and I say baby if you understand, then you can't.
So is love enough for marriage?
Oh no, not at all.
At all.
Not at all. That one I make a compliment. I quite say ube didi ni abro first call. It's not enough because love contributes, but love is not enough.
So can you marry somebody that you don't love and hope that you love the person in the marriage?
Of course, it grows. When love grows, it's genuine. Let's see. Let's compare our olden days. They don't go. It's the men that comes for them. Sometimes and they are going there. They don't even know what is marriage. They don't even know what is sex, but they get in. But based on the treatment, you understand, the love grows there. And when love goes, become permanent. That is why but not matter who. Because that is the only thing they know. Jonathan, they are going to love the man and they love the man genuinely. And yet on a basis of Nenso, me man power because of it. No, it came in empty. Do you understand? It's funny say if you have met a man and you love and you say love, he doesn't have a place to stay, he's not working, and then let's say you pick the person that you love, you guys are married to. Well, after the marriage, what do? While the man is not working. Do you understand? While the man doesn't have a place on
the love will fly away.
The love will fly away one time. Doesn't have money. Okay, how will you guys even marry? So I would say love alone is not enough. That's why the Bible even says that you should marry the man who is in the presence, who is cultivative. Do you understand? Somebody that can also impact, because you are going to, if you meet a man who is not going anywhere, when you marry, where are you going? Both of you don't have anywhere to go.
You must have a
man with a vision.
Purpose.
You understand? A purpose, a vision. He has a journey that you are going to adapt to make it successful, so that when you multiply, your children will not be fond to worry. Do you understand? There are problems we go through. It's not because of us, but it's because of our parents.
Yeah.
So when it has happened to you, you don't wait till it happens to your offspring. You just have to work on it before.
So, Mrs. Perez, if I may ask, has marriage brought more tears into homes than laughter?
Oh, the laughter, I think the laughter is more, because nobody married this or any. So why will tears be more than?
Well, I'm asking because the rate of divorce is gone like very high.
And all the divorce is based on tears.
I mean, who will go and divorce in happiness? Nobody marries their enemy. So if people are divorcing,
yes, as in domestic violence or cheating, or like, why would they?
Oh, I mean, people have different reasons for getting a divorce. And I want to believe that the negatives is what brings divorce into homes. And the negatives always results into tears. So if I ask that, has it brought more tears?
In my opinions, I don't think so because if as a woman, I don't see why the home that you made it. If and whatever your home is, a responsibility. If you want your husband, if you want your husband to do something, how you create the environment you create is the result that you get at home.
I don't
so
think
if you
so.
have your home,
I don't think so.
Madam, okay, let me ask, what will make a man go out? The war ban was study do you understand?
Do you know the number of cases that have come to my table where women are good? I mean, they manage their homes.
They think they are good. Oh, see, madam, let's say the fact. Majority of the women, okay, say you are not a free in quote. Forgetting to our bar me, beginning I wish I could think you guys were just two. And baby may different. Do you understand? Yen buy a pair when we pray for marriage, when we get it, then we are relaxed. Yen can say yen quite different. Ufele se wa bre, obeda ho just one way style, not be the missionary. My bre, because why? When you are no.
So,
see, let me also ask. Let me chip in there. Don't worry, madam. When you are not married, now prepare for boyfriend one. Just be frank. Let's be frank with ourselves. Look at the number of perfumes, body splash we use because call guy no. Sometimes over how many times because say or watch it because winning or dog. And then buy and they're making what would two are not three. Oh, you're conscious of himself, herself.
Now, remember the
they can't say much wrong. Because we are at the receiving end. What I say. Bema basho no ye, mbema himpo, let's say mbema himpo na said excuse me to say money more obo blojo omukuru. But yan ba ne person mbema ne e bibia ma ye yen ready for them. Ya wo a ye ja ye ho oba wo 2 wa wo 3 we ja no te na sen ye we onya why for feel say no because ade a na o ye o beginning na o de ache bema no ye wo ho nie e bi wo ho kwa ho sense say de mbemu mpemu no o ye active efa wonya bema no wie wo nti wa ware wo ye den ko aya na ye ka say okokra obeba na obekọ oba no o de ntoma tinimu from an oppo start to cinema obesi ni mama ni kunafi oh yes oni kunafi edwuma ma ba na nyema na o tini ntoma na da ho bo no ndwale yo
this is serious they will can na
that ono bema no not or say see anya easy o say we be di fan say aduane ba ko a see yetumi un say ye baby ka oh koko ne de ma ye ba o but bo nti o mu a na koko no ye de nkate afra koko but nkate afra koko na boni a blended banana ene apple na de afra koko na but taste asesa ebi wa ri temere kaka ho koko na taste asesa bisa mbahe eno mo ye conscious a wo ma wa we obi wa uto ni mo te wa bre obi wa I don't feel me feeling the biom the way we used Madam, to I don't feel him if you don't feel your husband
there is obo na ye mema na ye ti omo ho no so omo so ba kwa na ye te ho no who say yes ye mpe variety but what we say when you covenant with somebody say me ne wo yaware and it's forever no na ye mba no ya tu ya dream mu say ye nchiti biom and yet because yes we empe variety we can use empe variety but
it's not variety what I'm telling you is different. It's not variety of the whole is what I'm talking about ahunimie na eka ho
eno na so me patche say say nipa ba ko na ne ye ka
but say nipa ba ko ahunimie no say be ma no wo ye say be excuse me say be ne be ma mo mba ye oh yes and enye tenten bro so a wo be ka say wontu menge wo di dada but yen show yen ye ye side ya wo 2 3 after baby fa ko a but what you say what the make na e different nti o ka say e was so ofana ta na enye easy ta say wo be kokoto adie mu fine na bi asente di echiriba no pesa wo ma wo kunu ya wo say because wa wuntu afana ta no ye won duro ye won niema wan ka say ba na to ba ye see sometimes no yen kwan ba he po na call for sex wo de ye ka say ye ken mba he na sheda prepare mo ho for sex mbema ne ba ye bi o beta ka so no adane ne ho bi ma nye wadane ne ho bi no aye activeness in the bathroom. Why? In the name of Yabre, Yashonkola, Yesinema, Yedidi, Yedriane. And no enema ye say. It's a make us say about to see. Wouldn't say there are some issues that a bar may deal with. Or catch me say, you could me pen but ordinance come here. I feel irritated.
I didn't hear.
Me to me but I didn't hear. Or no feel letter wa breath. Or no banu to make us say the same thing. Do you understand? And Tana wo dream wo part and what dream be man dey ho. Because Bible like I said, we shouldn't your body belongs to your husband and your husband own belongs to yen. So this kind of thing, all this thing you are telling me, it happens when children set in. It never happens or rises. This issue doesn't rise when you guys are.
Oh, but me was situation on my table akola ni aware ni. Mo aware ni egu.
I didn't see.
Aware ni egu.
But when say, see, me and our advice people, sometimes, it's not everything that's what I was saying from our previous episode, that what we see, what we hear, any other power. So when we go and it's not like that, we think that we are in the wrong place. Marriage is not all of social media, what we see over there. Do you know that somebody called me or compared marriage to telling Novera be an Oshe? No, how do you expect a Ghana a situation where you buy mabe kuta no bag? Una plus. Who call family gathering no kuta o bag you. Just imagine. Shagana now be say young people holiday. Now we need to about school fees. How do you expect you could be found holiday? Now you talk. See, we copy blindly. You know, but see, this one day I will beg the religious leaders. See, teachings of marriage, pastor here. Our youth will not. They will not get like they won't face what we are facing now. I think it will start with the better old one because we must tell them the truth.
Okay, so
marriage is working. You work for it. It's not on a silver platter. You have to work for marriage. You are working. It's a whole lot. You understand? O pese wo kunu tina wo che. O pese wo kunu do. E woni we bebre be ko wo ba na so kwa no. E wo se wo tina wo so. O hwe na wo ye kase a. Wo ho a o dress a wo se wo tumi bokoset. Bibi kaka wo hwe wo my husband like it before. First me ma no mo ye but this time around no me pe. It me ye. Even when your husband is not in support. Do you understand? We find it difficult to submit.
Times have changed. You say
Auntie Stacey,
another era.
Time has changed, but you can't tell me that the fundamentals of marriage have changed. That you have to be submissive.
Of course not.
To the extent say, why you juma ma ukun satare men share na beshe.
Anyway,
do you understand?
So going forward, maybe say faithfulness is important in marriage. Say obema be di nukre amane yo say me name you eno kwa na ame ye betena together. Yen cheat.
Auntie State, that's what I'm saying. It depends on you, the woman. How? You have to keep your mind. See, Bible, not my ex says whatever ways you have to keep a man. The only thing I will not advise my colleague to do is when a man is asking for anal sex, it's not biblical. So I will not tell you to do it.
Oh, Johnny,
oh yes, it's not biblical. Anything that is not biblical, I will not allow. Yes. But whatever way you can keep your man, you have to keep your man. There's this same women outside. What is different from them? Should the way
that is the question. Remember, be what? Ube to near the obey so still cheating. And no.
How will you know they are cheating? You see it.
But there are a lot of signs when a man is cheating. There are a lot of signs I would be who's okay who couldn't cheating. A man, I know most of them smart, but in my smarter than them. She said, "What do we need to now? Who study who couldn't so cheat here? You can find out." And when that happens, you see, I wouldn't say the rate of sexually transmitted diseases has gone on the high. And staying with a cheating partner, no, I think we'll have to discuss that on a separate topic. It's a dangerous thing in our time. Maybe more time, no, or more polygamous relationship, more marriage, more, and it's okay because at time now you're really baby. But it's way. So who or bear manners will cheat here. Because your life is at stake. It's important that we discuss the issue of faithfulness.
But you know that you can also divorce based on cheating.
Why not?
I know Bible forbids that. You can only come out of marriage a man like it's when the woman fornicates. That is the only rule. So
But
God
not
says
when
that no,
a
God
man.
that is why God says you will judge marriage. Even as of one can marriage judgment will start from married people. A best start with family before you get to the church. So for the said wow, ukunu cheating between him and God. That is why I asked beginning say, where in the first place did you meet your husband? Was it in the presence of God? Because see, let's face the fact. The secular world they married because of wisdom. Into no one into both they can marry 3-4 times or die. No worry, 3-4 times. They think based on their knowledge, they think they are smart. Do you understand? But the person in presence of God in him will say, when I quit this marriage until death, me to me why into no be holding no. Because when the other person is still alive, you can't get married. Married in God intent, you know, you're not is eternity. It's something that have to last for the rest of our life until death do us apart. Before the disciple asked and he says that on the basis of fornication, that is the only time a man can divorce. Okay, let's see this. When Jesus was this thing, the conversation was on. It was with the disciples. There wasn't any woman over there, and Okasana. That is the reason why the disciple, one of them, then it's not. If this is how marriage is, then why should we marry? Because they know that women in general cannot cheat on their wife, their husband, no matter what. Even if they are prostitutes and they get married, they change. And based on this, they know women will not do that and they will not get us to divorce us. So sometimes some of the men goes on domestic violence so that you will be fed up, then you go. Then they will know that they are okay. Some also will start abusing, they don't come home. They will do things that you will talk. You understand? But I want you to know as a believer, do what you have to do on your part. There was a time, sometimes God killed the other partner because of
I've heard a story like that too.
God kills. You understand? So do your part. Pray, leave the rest to God. If he thinks cheating, and sometimes I would say it's not everything to that comes from us anyway. Sometimes to if you look at the lineage of the man's family, that is how they are. Some are women, as we are talking about. They are people to the husband don't cheat, but they drink. They are alcohol. No, first class they do. Some too they don't, but they beat. It's abuse one way or the other. These are the three things that is there. Do you understand? So to me, as a woman of God, I would say that in all things we should channel everything to prayer. It works. It works. For a cheating husband can change in a day. It's not something that is chronic.
But we have chronic cheats. If you don't know, we have men that cheat. Anyway, so moving forward, this is quite dicey, but it's important that I ask because of some of the questions that comes on my table. Can one marry their enemy? That you would not know that it's your enemy, but you marry the person.
Oh, it happens. Okay. It happens several times. Even sometimes.
How does that happen?
It happens. You might not know. Funny say, you wanted to get married. You understand? And to the man that you sometimes before the good ones come, the bad ones come first.
Absolutely.
Based on where we are coming from. It is there, and not my bloodline. You can be pushed because I have a friend. I remember, yes, have a friend who died 1 year after the marriage. He was with a guy for 4-5 years that they wanted to get married. At a point in time, from nowhere, the mother came. No, you have to marry my friend's son. If not, blah, blah, blah. Do you understand? And then they married. Then immediately they got married. My friend got pregnant, and she had ectopic.
Wow.
Before that, he died. Before the guy would say, it's my mother who asked me to come in. Because years back, I don't know, the mother, I think the brother wanted to get married to the mother of my friend. Then that thing is in that woman's heart. And then he sent his son to come. So how my friend died because they went and then the guy himself came out to say, Mommy, when they were here. Do you understand? So sometimes you might not know, but you marry before. If we also call the war power, said the way yeah no. Or swear said this girl may no. The moment we are no be who they be. Do you understand? So it happens.
Wow.
Sometimes it happens.
So this means that marriage is very spiritual.
Very spiritual.
In choosing a life partner, one has to be very, very careful.
Very spiritual. You have to pray about it.
Yeah.
Not only prayers and through counseling. Now we don't go for counseling. We just because of the court wedding and stuff, we just go. We don't go for any counseling when it comes to marriage. But it really helps.
Wow.
It really helps because it has really helped. There are certain points in time that I find myself, I visit my counseling notes and I realize, no, this is what I have to do. It really helps. That's what I'm saying that, and religious leaders will now take it because the young ones, when you meet them and you are talking to them, discussing with them about marriage, the concept that they bring out, it's weird. You understand? When you enter, marriage is not, see, ask anybody, first 4-5 years of the marriage, no matter what, who was casted then, I want you to be at the bank. Sometimes you can finish everything here you with the but when I'm back here, in fact, a trial.
You understand? I think that the devil actually fights marriages.
Thank you.
So we have to imagine
let's say my home, there is no marriage. And I'm a bonfire, baby, they get to my hometown. Where is Ohima Wawari? They will come there.
Yeah.
Jonathan, they will come there. Because I remember when we got married, our first year, we went to stay at a certain house. Now we don't know. There are more times arguments. I'll come to the shop and I'll ask myself, this argument, where is it coming from? Because on the normal note where we were, this is not an argument. It was later we found out that the room that we went to rent, the few notes about we couldn't pay their show.
Wow.
And so the area people were saying, hey, when you came, we were scared. We wanted to tell you, but we can't tell you because nobody has stayed there for even a year. 3 weeks, 3 months, then they moved because of that. Jonathan, we were fighting. That sometimes when I come out from the room and I get to shop, I ask myself, these things, why will I even have to be annoyed? Why will my husband have to be annoyed? You understand? So sometimes it happens like that.
Wow.
Marriage, I would say, is full spiritual. You don't just enter marriage because you want to enter. It's not easy.
Interesting. That means that we have to be very intentional about marriages.
Very, very
pray without ceasing. Commit everything into the hands of God.
And sometimes you have to ask signs. If this man is really for you, you have to pray and ask signs.
Very important.
Because it's not easy. You go inside, you love each other. Then all of a sudden, you don't even know. You become
enemies.
Enemies.
And you wonder why. What happened? So then it takes us to destiny. Can one's destiny be destroyed or delayed based on your choice of a husband?
I would say delayed. I can't say destroyed because to me, nobody can destroy what God has ordained me for. Apart from this, I can't say destroyed, but it can be delayed.
Okay, so reason I'm using destroyed is assuming the person is caught up in that same marriage forever, that destiny is destroyed. So that is why we use destroyed. Destiny? Okay, so let's say that maybe a woman is ordained to become maybe a woman of God to preach the gospel, and she marries a man that is not in the garden or in the Garden of Eden, a man that has another purpose outside the Garden of Eden. Now, these two people that have different destinies are married. The man is pursuing something else, and the woman is also pursuing something. In the course of the marriage, they realize that no, this is not working. Now, the woman must align to the quote unquote the ungodly man's vision or purpose, therefore leaving her own vision behind. In such a case, I can say that destiny that God gave her,
who says that destiny doesn't have power over what God has ordained you to be? You aligning with your husband can even bring your husband to your destiny. Jonathan, I was thinking in the case of maybe both of you are not in alignment, you have quarrels here and there. I would have said you leave it and then you pursue yours. But if you are ordained to be a woman of God, and that is the choice God has given to you. That means it's your mandate to bring your husband. And let me tell you the truth. Before you can ask a man to stop a particular, let's say, a particular character, you have to be in it with him. That is the only way you can change to yours. Let's take it like an addictive man, or no, and now smoking. You can be there whilst he was smoking. By the point in time, the very day you say, because of the smoking, you are coughing, then you leave him. Maybe when he's getting closer to you, because you have been with him for a very long time, he has loved you because you love what he loves. The moment you begin to give a sign, this one I don't want, he begins to desist. That is how it is. But it's the right choice. Auntie Stacy, please. Anybody that you get married to, you are not going to do your way there. No, that is not what God said. That is why before, when you pass all your shoemaker, and I was to mean how your hairdresser, and now Coco Ware Bearman. Jane, who will tell shoemaker now for on Pam one at Tiao. What I say? Thank you. And it is so small, Coco shoemaker panny, I don't know Coco way. So what I say, I know you're in you know it from the onset. It's on no money who dear. Me when I met my husband, I wasn't my school though, but not you get it. And he was in the presence of God because he's a pastor. Do you understand? Along the line, it wasn't easy waking up or any morning devotion. I only fair. You understand? I also have me because me couldn't do my mother done but also how much and yet my friend tell me the bonfire. But tomorrow time because I love you, that's why I say you compromise. At a point in time, I have to let him know that I am with him. So I will also wake up and I will join. I join in a time that I don't join. He knows I'm tired this time. Maybe I'm bare maybe and I'm tired. Do you understand? And what I am getting closer. That is where I also grew. Do you understand? So just imagine your husband is another day, but you can't tell me that for husband for morning devotion will tell you no. That is your mandate. You can't say you are just going to be a woman of God straight away. You start from somewhere. So even though you are in his vision, your own, that is the morning and sleeping, can turn your husband. Okay, honey, then why don't you pursue this school? Go to school, I'll pay. Why? It's your prayers, it's the morning devotion. You have to realize that that is your gift. That is what you love to do. So whilst my wife is helping me, why don't I also push? Do you understand? Yes. Your husband will also think about you and push. Why? Because of the morning devotion you pray for him. He feels and he hears you praying for him. You understand? Why? You were still with him in the vision. But you realize your potential. No, this one I'm worried. I think I'm delaying my wife. Why don't I push my wife? Then your wife will, but you can't say you have entered into marriage and your husband is going to Kumasi, you are also going to Cape Coast. So you should go separate. Then you guys are not one.
Yeah.
You can't be one flesh. You can't be.
This takes us to values, ethics, morals. Are these important? Should you look or watch out for these things before you say I do? Because your values could be different from somebody else's. What you hold dear, that person may not hold it dear. What is ethical to you may not. No, I mean, well, either ways, relationship, marriage. Because if ethics, morals, values are not the same, it is likely that there will be friction. So should you look at this before you choose
a partner? Yeah, I don't really understand. I think, let me know where you're coming from. I understand it's like this. This is how I do understand. Do you think marriage, when you guys, the word marriage, it's oneness? Do you understand? And I want you to know that we both compromise. It's not necessary that when the values, my values and my husband's values are the same or they are different, we can't be married. You have to look at it. But what I want you to also know that you compromise. Let's say one is up to 5 and yours is just 2 in it and your husband's own is 3. You compromise. Your husband will bring his 2, you bring your 2, then you add up, then you move on. Because if you are looking at all these things, then one will never get married. Because we are coming from different backgrounds and different homes, different society, different families, different beliefs. Do you understand? We are coming from a diversity of, do you get it? So when you say you have to look at the morals, like the values, the ethics, then you will not marry, because growing up you have something in you. Oh, this is what I want to go. I want to do in the future. The moment you allowed yourself that, oh, this is the trouble, I want to go into the trouble, which is the marriage. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
I want to give birth. I want to. You compromise. That thing you just have to cut those things.
So hold that thought, viewers. In our next episode, we will dive into ethics. We will look at morals. We will look at values, because I realize that a lot of people take these things for granted, and it is important that we understand what these things are, so that in choosing life partners, we take or we watch out for these things, so that we don't marry people that don't have same values as we do, same ethics. Morally, they are bankrupt, and we marry them thinking that we want to make a home with them. On this note, we'll bring our section to an end, and we look forward to your comments, your suggestions. Follow our page, like it, and share. We meet again in our next episode. Once again, thank you for watching our channel. Mrs. Perez, God bless you for coming. We're grateful. And my beautiful clothes is from Stephanie Johnson, A Stitch in Time. She's inside Chema from Cantamanso. My makeup is by Trendy Glams, and our water is Potter's Dew, and then our Sobolo is from La Casera. See you in our next episode. Bye.